Hey folks, welcome to the Auman Landscape YouTube channel here. I want to show you a project, one of my favorite projects of all time that I've ever built. And it's here in Lancaster, Ohio, the AHA Children's Museum. And it was one of the coolest things I've been a part of, building this and doing all the site work here. And it was a really cool project, really cool opportunity I was really happy to be part of. So we'll show you around here a few things. In this project we did, well, again, like we said, did all the site work here. So this was an open, overgrown lot, and we'll try to get some B-roll here of when I did this 4 years ago, I think it was. But we did, again, this was just a clear blank space, and again, it looked like all that overgrown brush out there. So working with designer Amy Dutt of, oh, forgive me, Amy, her design company, just look up Amy Dutt. They do some real, I'll think of it here and get in her. Hunter, you can get it put in here. But they did the design work, and then we helped set elevations and figure out what heights and grades things needed to be or whatever. And it was really cool. So I'll try to get some B-roll stuff from Instagram back in the day when I did this. But we rented a dozer with GPS elevation technology, and we set grade points. And then again, with the help of my excavation mentor at the time, who had an excavating company and started called Neely Excavating at the time. He helped us lay this place out and set it up. It was a really fun project. I'm really happy to be part of it. But we did all the grade work here, where we graded and excavated and set base for the paving company to come in, set asphalt on our base. A lot of other companies came in and did some of the play structures and stuff. A couple of things here I want to show you that's really wild. Why you don't tie non-biodegradable things around trees. That fishing line was wrapped around here, and you can see how that was, you can see what that's done, right? And that's something, so I just went ahead and just snapped it off because it's got that crazy wound around there, right? Another thing too, because I'm here doing pro bono consulting work of just general maintenance and stuff of the place, because that's definitely going to be always their biggest headache here, is going to be maintaining all this space. So we're trying to help them develop a plan that's as proactive on maintenance as possible. So when you do that kind of stuff, I'm going to consult with my friend Dan Barham and Masseri in Nashville, Tennessee, of all places. But I knew him from when he lived in Ohio, and a super good guy. Check out Barham and Masseri, great business law firm there. But I'm going to talk to him about a little disclaimer that I'll put in my reports, let's say, that in hopes will absolve me from any liability of recommendations I make or opinions or whatever, things like that. So things like that stuff you always want to be keeping in mind. So that being said, some of the recommendations we're making is making sure all the mulch is pulled away from the trees, the crown or the root flare there. The mulch was up on here, and so we're making recommendations. They go around to all of the trees, pull that mulch off there, again, for the longevity of them, as they can do so, as they can afford to, or get the volunteers to do, or whatever. All this play mulch here, these play areas, they all have under drains them. So we graded out underneath these so that they would collect the water that's inevitably going to get in there and drain to there, goes to a 4-inch perforated advanced drainage systems pipe. So again, thanks to ADS, they're a big help at our shop, our new facility, Auman HQ, and a Kid Contractor podcast. Making sure the mulch is adequate depth and thickness underneath the slides and stuff like that. Another company did some of the rock work or whatever, but we created these bioswales as well, which is really fun. So all those under drains of this entire place run into 3 of these bioswales, and again, they're in need of some maintenance pretty bad. But these bioswales here are full of cattails and other just wild vegetation, some native, some non. Gives that water a place to diffuse before we send it over to the detention pond that exists, or out into nature there. But again, that sycamore tree, great example of wanting them to pull that mulch around off the trunk. Again, another one of these bioswales here. This is again, one of the recommendations we're making is making sure that this vegetation isn't occluding or blocking the infall pipe there. Recommend they take out this woody vegetation. I'd be okay with this sycamore staying. It likes the wet ground anyhow. And then another one here where we've got the another bioswale here. So, and a on redwood that's not Not doing too hot at the moment. Well, actually it's fall. It should be looking about like that, I suppose. We'll do the thumbnail test here. And if there's green in there, we're good. It could be in better shape. I don't think it's in real good shape. That's too bad. But yeah, that's that. These are some permeable pavers we installed here with this, which they're no longer permeable because these sand pits, you know, just being tracked. That's actually beach volleyball sand, which was an interesting spec from, again, Amy, that it's not dirty. It's washed, and it's actually like regulated beach volleyball sand. Like, it's actually graded and everything for that. So pretty wild in this whole thing here. So that was a neat spec, but that of course has made its way over in here into the pavers. And it's not necessary that this be permeable. This was just a neat aspect of the whole project, that these pavers were permeable. So it was a neat thing to show. I believe these are Teco block product, but you know, these are sitting on like 12 inches of clean stone. And again, that under drain goes to the bioswales, which is really cool. So the concrete work we formed up, but subcontracted the finishing. So yeah, but a cool install there. One of the other cool things here, rainwater harvesting system that was running on an irrigation system, was irrigating a lot of this stuff here. That's pretty cool. It's concrete pad again, did all the grade work for it, subbed the actual finish work, but all the grade and undulations of things that you see. Davy Tree donated the trees, came in and planted the big trees. This is like some willow thing, I forget what it is. You got some white oak there. There's so much neat stuff here, but it was a cool project. Taught me a lot about running a big job. It's like, this was one of the first big jobs we've done. I think it was a little over 6 figures, and it was really cool. And I was happy to be part of it. Still am. It's a neat thing. A lot of my kids love to come here and play. So it's cool to still be involved with it and help them keep up on the maintenance with it. Of course, it was a really hard year for them for this, with attendance going to zilch. But they've got volunteer master gardeners to help take care of it and all that. So neat space. I'll probably put in a lot of B-roll footage here from my Instagram back in the day. So we'll chop that all together and show you what this looked like, you know, prior to getting all this done, I guess. So it was a cool experience. So one of my favorite projects of all time. One of the other things that was really cool with this project is I was able to squeeze out of the budget some landing strips, or landing areas here for cars when they would park. And all the landings here, and that car's a little off, but still, instead of the cars, and when you get out of the passenger side, let's say, instead of getting in the mulch and then tracking that in the building, which they need that building to stay pretty clean, which is one of the challenges of the outdoor play area. But we were able to put in these landing strips here, which I just am so happy we got those in, because it does provide a nice area for, you know, patrons and visitors, whatever, to get out, get in, you know, in here, instead of being off in the mulch, which is what normally would happen in a curb island like this. So I recommend doing this any chance you can with any install, you know, be it off a driveway or whatever. Give room for the cars to access, or I'm sorry, for pedestrians to access that thing there. So anyways, one of my favorite projects, like I said. It was a really cool thing, got to do a lot of cool stuff, and I would take on another one like that. So here we go. This is the AHA site. The black line you see there is the silt fence, and then just beyond that is the bike path. I'll wheel off the actual distance there, but a good bit of slopes to the right if you're looking out from the building out. So down to this impoundment or in containment pond here. So you can see we're screeding out, essentially screeding out with a bulldozer. Isn't this great? But all via GPS, talking to satellites. and we're getting a great bedding layer right there, and we'll come back over it with our compactor, ready for the pavers.
At least I got my good shirt on.
Hey folks, so we found our next podcast victim here. Yo, Harvey, tell us about yourself, man.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Harvey Benjamin. I'm 26, small hardscape construction team out of Chicago. We do great work, we give warranties, and I've known Caleb for some time. He's a great guy, so check out his content.
Oh man, well, thank you for that, Harvey. Dude, tell me, I love your company name and branding and slogan there. Tell me about that.
Ecoscape Architectural Design. We try to do what's right for the community.
Hang on. No, he's trying to get this all in like 30-second sound bites. Dude, this is a long show. All right, so Harvey, where are you out on the internet? People want to find your company.
You can follow us, Ecoscape312 on Instagram. We're out of Des Plaines, Illinois. That's our shop. Live in Mount Prospect. We serve the northwest suburbs of Chicago.
What's the coolest thing you've seen at the show so far?
You guys.
Oh man, the ham bone, Jiminy Christmas. On that note,
cool things. Everyone's got to check it out. The best place to be, great place to network.
Dude, for sure.
Meet cool people and see cool stuff.